Today, we are unpacking a very bold prediction about XRP, one that's actually getting a lot of attention online as we speak. The idea that XRP could reach $1,000 by 2035 is insane. But before you start getting excited and start to dismiss the idea, you need to really understand the math and the assumptions behind it all. According to NewsBTC coverage of the Korean research post, Hong Kim, a scientist who describes himself as having a super IQ, suggests that XRP could reach $1,000 within the next 10 years. Apparently, he didn't just pick a random number. Kim frames it as a conditional scenario and not actually like a guaranteed forecast. Obviously, he explicitly states that that is not financial advice and that his projection is tied to his own assumptions. When you do the math, everything just becomes stupid clear. As of now, XRP currently has 60.57 billion XRP tokens in circulation. Now imagine if each token, XRP token, was worth $1,000. That would be the same as having a market cap of about 60.57 trillion XRP dollars. Now think about that. That would place XRP's value above gold. And that's why so many people, when they heard this statement, people just pushed back. They literally was like, you are crazy. Today, XRP's market cap is just a fraction of that. So the question is, what mathematically needs to happen for that to even start to become a possibility and to be part of our reality? Also, if you haven't noticed, Kim's stuff that he's saying is not about short-term hype. He's talking about the bigger picture for XRP to be dominant for years to come. So here are some points right here. Well, there needs to be a major flow into capital, a weaker dollar, prolonged periods of inflation, and a systemic adoption beyond price speculation. These are called global financial conditions that would really have to shift in a major way. For example, a weaker dollar could push investors into alternative assets. But that's just not specific to XRP. It's an external macro trend that eventually affects all risk assets. So Kim framed his view as contingent, not like some kind of forecast that is rooted in XRP utility or adoption metrics at all. And believe it or not, he actually has support from people like Matthew Brennan and Armando Pantoja, who explicitly state that XRP is not just a meme coin, but that can actually be of great use as a utility asset. But let's settle one thing and one thing only. This is certainly not short-term price prediction. This is obviously not assumed on XRP's adoption. And obviously it's not institutional forecasts. Overall, Kim's view is just a theoretical scenario. And essentially, if these global conditions play out over time, then maybe, yes, such a valuation can be consistent. But that is nowhere near saying that it's going to happen. So what really matters, if we pivot from theory to reality, there are three core areas that historically matter and assets are meaningfully moving higher. Real adoption in real markets, liquidity and settlement usage, and obviously regulatory and institutional clarity. And not one of these are guaranteed in macro trends. They actually depend on speed integration, volume growth, and real asset utility, not just price speculation. There's my honest takeaway. Can a $1,000 XRP token mathematically be constructed? Yes, it certainly can. But the conditions required are far beyond what is actually happening now and required. And remember, real value in XRP and crypto alone comes from real use cases and liquidity scaling, and not just large assumption numbers that aren't connected to anything mechanically. If you want no hype and actual grounded XRP's adoption in real time, like and subscribe, and I'll keep you up to date. Thanks.